Hello, my faithful friends and family, my beloved brothers and sisters. Welcome back. This is Angel City Ministries with our daily reading from the Daily Bible in Chronological Order. Today is April 19th, 2020, and we will begin with a note from the author, titled The Book of Psalms. Imperfect as he is, David has a pure heart. This is perhaps best seen in the many songs or psalms which he writes. The contents of his songs reveal a wide-ranging spiritual sensitivity, from deepest sorrow to highest joy. Several psalms which demonstrate the breadth of David's emotions have already been presented. There were the soul-wrenching laments at the deaths of Saul, Jonathan, and Abner. There was the keen sense of relief when David was delivered from Saul and other enemies. There was the sheer celebration and thanksgiving when the ark was being brought into Jerusalem. And there were the many ardent prayers for his own safety. Songs of praise, supplication, and thanksgiving are clearly a significant part of Israel's worship, as evidenced by David's recent appointment of singers to minister through the songs and prophecy at the temple. All of those appointed are trained and skilled in music. They and their descendants after them will continue to propagate the songs of David and to write other songs themselves. A collection of 150 of these songs, known as the Psalms, contains songs not only by David and Solomon, but also by the sons of Korah, Asaph, Heman, and Ethan, who were assigned to the ministry of songs. Even a song of Moses is included, Psalm 90. Because of David's significant contributions to the Psalms, both personally and through his ministers of song, most of that collection is presented here at this point. Based upon the specific indications accompanying particular psalms, 17 of the psalms have either already been included in the historical record or will soon be presented. Another 21 psalms, which are apparently written in a later period, will be presented in two separate groupings within their appropriate historical contexts. The remaining 112 psalms are presented at this time. Although the original collection was divided into 5 books, the psalms which follow are taken from all those books and rearranged within 5 major topical groupings. Psalms of the Troubled Soul. In the first grouping of 35 psalms, the fears of one whose enemies beset him on every hand are reflected. The enemy not only threatens physical harm, but also brings mockery, jeers, slander, and lies. Often the enemy is a former friend or companion of the one oppressed. At times the writer even doubts that God hears his prayers. At other times he gives thanks to God for having heard his supplications. At times there is doubt that anything lives beyond the grave. At other times there is a clear message of resurrection. There is a harsh attitude against the enemy, with prayers for not only the enemy's destruction, but the destruction of the enemy's family as well. Yet David himself has repeatedly forgiven Saul, the one who was most directly threatened his life. The apparent harshness, then, may be simply the exaggeration of a pursued and fearful soul. In all, these psalms speak to anyone who has ever known persecution for righteousness, or anyone who feels betrayed or alone in the midst of a hostile world. Psalm 5. Prayer for protection of the righteous. For the director of music, for pipes, a psalm of David. Listen to my words, Lord. Consider my lament. Hear my cry for help, my King and my God. For to you I pray. In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly. For you are not a God who is pleased with wickedness. With you, evil people are not welcome. The arrogant cannot stand in your presence. You hate all who do wrong. You destroy those who tell lies. The bloodthirsty and deceitful you, Lord, detest. But I, by your great love, can come into your house. In reverence I bow down toward your holy temple. Lead me, Lord, in your righteousness. Because of my enemies, make your way straight before me. Not a word from their mouth can be trusted. Their heart is filled with malice. Their throat is an open grave. With their tongues they tell lies. Declare them guilty, O God. Let their intrigues be their downfall. Banish them for their many sins, for they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them ever sing for joy. Spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may rejoice in you. Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield. Psalm 6. Prayer for deliverance from enemies. For the director of music, with stringed instruments, according to Sheminith, a psalm of David. Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger, or discipline me in your wrath. Have mercy on me, Lord, for I am faint. Heal me, Lord, for my bones are in agony. My soul is in deep anguish. How long, Lord? How long? Turn, Lord, and deliver me. Save me because of your unfailing love. Among the dead, no one proclaims your name. Who praises you from the grave? I am worn out from my groaning. All night long I flood my bed with weeping and drench my couch with tears. My eyes grow weak with sorrow. They fail because of all my foes. Away from me, all you who do evil, for the Lord has heard my weeping. The Lord has heard my cry for mercy. The Lord accepts my prayer. All my enemies will be overwhelmed with shame and anguish. They will turn back and suddenly be put to shame. Psalm 7. Prayer for refuge from enemies. A Shiggaion of David, which he sang to the Lord concerning Cush, a Benjamite. Lord my God, I take refuge in you. Save and deliver me from all who pursue me, or they will tear me apart like a lion and rip me to pieces with no one to rescue me. Lord my God, if I have done this and there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid my ally with evil, or without cause have robbed my foe, then let my enemy pursue and overtake me. Let him trample my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, Lord, in your anger. Rise up against the rage of my enemies. Awake, my God, decree justice. Let the assembled peoples gather around you, while you sit enthroned over them on high. Let the Lord judge the peoples. Vindicate me, Lord, according to my righteousness, according to my integrity, O Most High. Bring to an end the violence of the wicked, and make the righteous secure. You, the righteous God, who probes minds and hearts. My shield is God Most High, who saves the upright in heart. God is a righteous judge, a God who displays his wrath every day. If he does not relent, he will sharpen his sword. He will bend and string his bow. He has prepared his deadly weapons. He makes ready his flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. Whoever digs a hole and scoops it out falls into the pit they have made. The trouble they cause recoils on them. Their violence comes down on their own heads. I will give thanks to the Lord because of his righteousness. I will sing the praises of the name of the Lord Most High. Psalm 10. Prayer for relief from oppression by the wicked. Why, Lord, do you stand far off? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble? In his arrogance, the wicked man hunts down the weak, who are caught in the schemes of his devices. He boasts about the cravings of his heart. He blesses the greedy and reviles the Lord. In his pride, the wicked man does not seek him. In all his thoughts, there is no room for God. His ways are always prosperous. Your laws are rejected by him. He sneers at all his enemies. He says to himself, "Nothing will ever shake me." He swears, "No one will ever do me harm." His mouth is full of lies and threats. Trouble and evil are under his tongue. He lies in wait near the villages. From ambush he murders the innocent. His eyes watch in secret for his victims. Like a lion in cover, he lies in wait. He lies in wait to catch the helpless. He catches the helpless and drags them off in his net. His victims are crushed. They collapse. They fall under his strength. He says to himself, "God will never notice." He covers his face and never sees. Arise, Lord, lift up your hand, O God. Do not forget the helpless. Why does the wicked man revile God? Why does he say to himself, "He won't call me to account"? But you, God, see the trouble of the afflicted. You consider their grief and take it in hand. The victims commit themselves to you. You are the helper of the fatherless. Break the arm of the wicked man. Call the evildoer to account for his wickedness that would not otherwise be found out. The Lord is king forever and ever. The nations will perish from his land. You, Lord, hear the desires of the afflicted. You encourage them and you listen to their cry, defending the fatherless and the oppressed, so that mere earthly mortals will never again strike terror. Psalm 11. Security of righteous from threats of the wicked. For the director of music, of David. In the Lord I take refuge. How then can you say to me, "Flee like a bird to your mountain"? For look, the wicked bend their bows. They set their arrows against the strings, to shoot from the shadows at the upright in heart. When the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord is on his heavenly throne. He observes everyone on earth. His eyes examine them. The Lord examines the righteous, but the wicked, those who love violence, he hates with a passion. On the wicked he will rain, fiery coals and burning sulfur. A scorching wind will be their lot. For the Lord is righteous, he loves justice. The upright will see his face. That concludes our reading for today. Thank you, my friends and family, for tuning in once again. And as always, if you have any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to share, please do email us at angelcityministries@gmail.com. That's angelcityministries@gmail.com. We love you. God bless you. Shalom.